Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Today we are getting into something a little different with our post-dive slot for BTS. We are getting some of the Arirang promotional content in this time the Apple Music interview with Zane Lowe. So let's get into it. Wow, kind of like a behind the scenes like shot in the beginning. Like getting everybody set up. Everybody running around.
So excited.
Very active.
Can we just check in the pocket? What do you think?
Perfect. Fine.
Yeah. And we'll put on the t-shirt. I'm gonna take the jacket off.
Oh, okay. Just, I think that's the one that I think. 70. Thank you.
This is interesting, as like seeing the setup and waiting for everybody to come in builds like anticipation for the interview. I don't think I've ever seen something set up like this before.
하나, 둘, 셋.
Check. Yeah?
There's the chaotic energy coming in.
Let's go! Come on! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Yo! 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 Let's go! Let's go! Yo! 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 Yo!
Alright, I think we got the captions now.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
What's up, boys? What's up, boys? Been a while. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. What's up? Good to see you. What's going on?
Good to see you.
What's up, guys?
What's up? What's up?
Good to see you.
See ya.
Lot of people.
Great to meet you. Great to meet you.
Let's go.
Thanks for coming.
Everybody's like, alright, we all got a hug now. We gotta do it now.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us today, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Apple. Thank you, Zane.
Thank you. This is so exciting.
Thank you for coming to Korea. It's a long flight, right?
Yeah, but I love it here. I love it here. I feel very calm here. I love the city. I love the people.
Is
I
this
love the
first time?
music. No.
No.
And I want to say thank you to Jungkook because yes. He invited me out maybe a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And we sat up there and we had a beautiful conversation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's been like, years, right?
It's been a minute. But not as long as it's been for you and for ARMY.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it's been a minute for them too. And you're here, I'm here, ARMY are all there. And they're waiting and have been waiting for this moment and are waiting for everything.
We're back.
Yes.
We're back.
Welcome back.
How does it feel? I mean, that's a big question for everybody. But who wants to just quickly jump in and try to put into words how it feels for it to be real and for you to be together again after the time away?
Yeah, so exciting.
일단 이런 분위기가 너무 오랜만이고 이런 분위기가 너무 오랜만이고 사실 이렇게 제인이랑 또 같이 인터뷰를 하니까 새삼 이제 시작이구나라는 걸 느끼고 이런 모습을 또 이제 오랜만에 팬 여러분들에게 보여드릴 생각을 하니까 되게 좀 떨리고 그러네요.
뭔가 편안하면서도 뭔가 불편한 느낌? 뭔지 알아?
There's so much to talk about, and I want to thank you for giving us so much time today to try
Yeah. Wow.
to get into it.
We have a whole day.
Which is beautiful because I have a whole day's worth of stuff to talk about. I have so many questions, and I'm gonna do my best for you, Army. I think I'm gonna start with worldwide handsome.
Worldwide handsome.
I wanted to ask you what you missed the most about this, about being together with your friends.
그러니까 저희가 같이 안 산지 되게 오래 됐거든요. 근데 이번에 우리 멤버들하고 미국에서 같이 살면서 굉장히 오랜 기간 동안 이렇게 같이 밥도 먹고 되게 정해진 시간에 뭔가를 할 수 있다는 게 너무 즐겁고 행복했어요. 좀 과거로 돌아간 느낌이랄까. 아침에 일어나서 다 같이
The
밥을
simple
먹고 운동을
moments.
갔다가 점심에 돌아와서 점심 먹고
Just having a
출근하고
routine
돌아와서
being
저녁을
back
먹고
together.
웃으며 다시 잠들 수 있는 이런 일상이 너무나도 행복한 시간이었어요, 저한테는.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned past times. I wondered whether or not, living together again after being away,
Yeah.
whether it felt kind of like the beginning in a strange way. When the circumstances were very different, it was starting out, the room was much smaller.
Yeah.
But did it feel a little similar to that?
I think so, because it was really strange to live, all together in a same. We lived in the same house, like literally. So we rented a villa, and then it was in like 7 years that we have, ever like lived actually like together and worked together. So that the session in LA for 2 months was quite a big transition, and it feels like a dream for us at the same time.
Jungkook, when we spoke here, we talked about the idea of you all moving off separately to work on your own solo music. It felt natural to all of you. It didn't feel forced. Did this feel as natural coming back together? I know you said it was a bit strange living together, but when you all found yourself coming together, even having that first meeting, like how did it begin?
사실 뭔가 제일 자연스럽다고 생각을 하는 거는 오히려 뭔가 솔로 활동보다는 늘 사실 단체로 뭔가를 많이 했었기 때문에 뭔가 좀 당연하게 생각이 됐던 것 같아요. 군복무를 사실 좀 시기를 뭔가 좀 떨어져 놓고 갈 수도 있었는데 어쨌든 최대한 빨리 단체를 하기 위해서 뭔가 좀 자연스럽게 그렇게 일단 군복무를 하게 된 것도 있고 큰 의미가 오히려 없고 그냥 되게 당연했어요. 자연스러웠어요. 자연스러운
Like this was just
그냥,
expected.
순간들이었던 것 같아요.
I always think that, when artists take a break, it's a chance to look at it as a new sort of 0.0 or a new era to some degree. J-Hope, does it feel that way for you, or does it feel like you sort of picked up where you left off?
아무래도 사실 뭐 먼저 군에서 전역했던 멤버들은 이미 활동을 하고 있었고 그런 부분에 있어서는 사실 다른 친구들보다는 미리 좀 적응을 하는 부분이 있었는데 단체로 좀 하는 거는 확실히 미국에서 세션을 하면서의 영향이 되게 컸었던 것 같아요. 그래서 같이 하면서 다 같이 뭔가 좀 빠르게 적응을 하고 또 돌아와서 또 신곡에 관련된 많은 부분들을 또 정리를 하고 이런 부분들이 너무 자연스럽게 잘 적응이 될 수 있게끔 된 것 같고 그리고 뭐 그냥 여러 가지로 사실 모든 활동들이 친구들이랑 같이 오랜만에 하는 이 활동들이 다 너무 재밌고 이러다 보니까 뭐 앞으로 이제 우리가 보여줘야 할 이런 부분들에 있어서 전혀 막 부담도 사실 안 생기고 되게 즐기는 그런 순간들이 많았던 것 같아요.
It's such a unique situation to take a break from being a band and go and honor the commitment to your country, to military service. But you're still a musician, you're still creative. Sugar, were you thinking about music? I mean, can you honor that commitment and do service? And are you still thinking about songs, melodies? Are they, did any of them make it onto the record while you were serving?
아예 그냥 새롭게 그냥 판을 짜고 새롭게 뭔가들을 만들어가지고 엄청 새로운 걸 하기 위해서 좀 다양하게 저희들끼리 이야기를 많이 했고 그냥 뭐 그랬던 거 같아요. 특히 이번 앨범은 더더욱더.
When you started out, RM, you became leader of the group.
Yes, sir.
You're now in a situation where you've grown so much as people, not just as a band.
Yes.
What was that perspective like for you when everyone came back together and you could sort of take a look and go, okay, these guys I've known since we were kids, in some cases teenagers,
Yes.
How does your role as leader kind of evolve now everyone's growing up and have become, men?
Yeah, that's that's the trickiest point. And I don't know, like sometimes I put like too much weight on myself. Like, oh, you're the leader, so you have to do something. You have to, like just get your ass off just the sofa and just go out and just like say something to the label or like to the people, or I don't know, music-wise, people-wise. But it's like, like you said, we're all kind of grown up. We're all like 30s right now, and we all got back from the unique experience, which is like very unique. And but I think through the process from the LA session, it's been almost like half a year, like 7-8 months, and I think there's still something that I can do for this team, like maybe just to communicate with the label, or could represent, could say some words that could bring the whole team to a better level.
And I'd imagine also with the touring and whatnot to come, and as things get busier and busier, those roles will all start to.
It's interesting to think like I like this guy's interview style. He seems very thoughtful about his questions, and it's not just kind of the standard nonsense, but it seems to be very like emotionally intelligent, right? Like he's asking more about the way that they feel about the comeback than specific things about the comeback itself, which is interesting, right? Like it's the perspective that like, hey, these are people, right? I'm curious about how these people feel about this like absolutely ginormous position that they've been put in, and like what changes and what's that story there emotionally. Even for RM, like adjusting to being a leader after all of your members have like fully grown up and are capable of, really contributing to the group in their own ways, and maybe his role is a little more diminished than it had to be in the past, and figuring out what his new role is. Like, it's interesting.
Feel a little more comfortable again of like how we support each other.
Yes, and they are, we've been together for half of our lives.
Yeah.
Like 15 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time. That's like a family. So, as we see just like each other's eyes, we just understand. We just get it. Like, oh, now you've been through your hard times, bro. Then I'll do some more. I'll take care of you. Like we could just do that without any like words or something. So they support me, and I could do my roles, but it's always tricky that I sometimes put too much weight on myself as a leader, but at the same time I feel like I'm just one of the member. I'm just part of the team. I'm just one of the 7. So sometimes you just gotta let it go. Just go with the flow and just be part of the team. So I'm still figuring out what is a good leader.
Yeah.
Good leader.
Good. Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
leader.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks for amazing English. Word. Peace.
Yeah, this is a celebration. I mean, we're going to talk about the music. We're going to talk about touring. We're going to get into it. We're going to try and fill in some of the gaps everybody wants filled. Mm-hmm. But we're here celebrating. And I would imagine that probably the biggest celebration so far was when Sugar finally came home, because that was the last member of the band. So can I ask you guys how you celebrated as a band when Sugar finally came home, and how that happened?
저희끼리 다 같이 이제 누구 집에 모였더라? 정국이 집이었나?
내 집인가? 아니지.
형집 아니야?
내 집 아니야.
너 집이었던 것 같은데?
현준이 형 집.
나 봉사하고 있었던 것 같은데.
아, 그런가?
우리 집인가?
형 집인가? 무슨 집에서 모여서
그런 축하할 계획도 없이 바로 미국에 작업을
맞네.
하러 가야 됐어가지고.
근데 우리가 전역하기 전부터 해가지고 자주 모였어가지고 우리 집에서도 모이고.
그날이라기보다는 뭔가 그 전역하고 나서는 오히려 더 정신 없어서 그 전에 좀 많이 봤던 것 같은데.
다음에 뭐 할 건지.
그러니까.
휴가 막바지쯤인데.
Yeah, it must have been really special for you, Sugar, and for everybody. And you know what? I saw this thing on social media the other day when you showed up on Weverse for the first time with your cat.
Yeah.
And everyone went crazy in the theater. It was amazing. Why did you take some time to come back and say hi to Army And how did it feel when you came back and realized that everyone was so happy to see you streaming for the first time?
뭐 시간이 걸렸다기보다는 그냥 뭐 간간히 계속 뭔가들을 하고 있었는데 뭐 고양이를 이게 고양이가 나온 거는 뭐 걔가 이제 와가지고 이제 그냥 잠시 이렇게 나온 거고 뭐 가기 전에는 얼마나 많은 빈도로 이렇게 사람들과 소통을 했는지가 이제 막 그렇게 자세하게 기억은 안 나는데 제 스타일이 좀 그런 것 같아요. 뭔가 이렇게 자주 소통을 하고 이야기하는 것보다는 그냥 어느 순간 쑥 나타나서 이야기를 하고 그리고 또 저만의 또 시간을 좀 갖고 이런 각자 스타일이지 않나 그런 것들은.
It's funny about that is whether you mean to or not, when you become a person of mystery, it makes people go even crazier when you show up. It kind of almost backfires a little bit.
Maybe on purpose.
Jim, and I wanted to ask what you think you learnt about yourself during the time away, and in particular, doing military service. When you came home, how had you tested yourself, and what did you learn about yourself?
That's a great question.
정말 가서 들었던 생각은 되게 많은데 일을 할 수 있고 무언가에 열정을 쏟을 수 있는 시간들을 가지고 있다는 게 얼마나 소중한지 뼈저리게 느낀 시간이었고 그리고 뿐만 아니라 되게 어린 나이에 이제 한국 남자들은 되게 어린 나이에 군대에 가 있는데 거기서도 되게 열심히 하는 친구들이 있어서 그런 모습들을 보고 나도 아직 더 열심히 해야 된다라는 생각을 좀 끊임없이 하다가 정국이랑 같이 연습도 따로 많이 해보고 군대 안에서도 그렇게 시간을 보냈던 것 같습니다.
We're glad you're back.
We're glad we're back.
Yeah, I bet. And off to Los Angeles you went. I mean, I get it. It's music town. There's a lot of places to work, but most people come to LA to go and find people to work with. You already kind of figured out who you wanted to work with and how you wanted to get, or at least start. Why did you choose to go to Los Angeles and have that time there?
We all knew that LA is
Sorry, I realize I've been just kind of like locked in since this started. This is fascinating, man. This is absolutely fascinating. I'm just like really, really absorbed. I don't think I've ever seen Zane Lowe do another interview, but he's really good. And the guys seem very comfortable with him.
it's a true music town, but I was even so surprised after we got to LA. We met like tons of like hundreds of songwriters and like players and producers, and like most of them actually had their home in LA, and they just they advertised to us like the life, how a life in LA is so great. So we have never lived in LA for that long, and we also had a kind of consensus that the weather and the creative energy and the people in LA is really so great, and I think it's always the best choice. You have a real like musical base camp or a session. You should go to LA, maybe. Yeah, so I think that's why.
V, when did recording start? Like, how did this album begin?
진짜 딱 끝나고 저희
일단은
미국 가서 시작한
그쵸.
거죠. 예.
전역하고
바로 넘어갔어요.
이제 마지막 멤버 슈가 형이 이제 딱 전역을 했고 난 뒤부터 이제 바로 줄라이?
나 3, 4일 뒤에 나간 것 같은데?
네.
하고 바로
저희 전부 다 이제 7월 초에
7월
이제 다
초에
나가서
맞아요.
다 같이 LA에서 살면서 작업을 시작했던.
처음에 이제 대화가 안 되니까
그거를 영어로 해봐.
이걸 영어로 해보라고요?
So during the session, the first thing first, the conversation was impossible because they can't speak English.
Right.
We're still learning.
Body language.
Barely understand.
They're like a baby animal,
근데 이제 그 작업을 하면서 이제 너무 두 달이란 시간이 있었다 보니까 이제 좀 하다 보면서 너무 많은 곡을 작업하니까 이제 약간 스스로 이게 이제 어떤 곡을 작업을 해야 되지라는 좀 어려움은 좀 있었던 것
판단이
같아요.
안 되기
네.
시작했죠.
맞아. 뭐가 좋은 건지.
스스로에게 이게 어떤 곡이 앨범에 들어가야 되고 어떤 곡을 써야 되고 그리고 이제 또 하다 보면서 또 필요한 곡이 생겼는데 그 필요한 곡을 위해서 작업하는 것도 되게 즐기지 못하는 듯한 느낌을 받았어가지고 우리 스스로도 그게 좀 되게 힘들었지
Music for
않았나.
music.
You know, you can't tell. When I listen to this album, it is so much energy on this record. And everyone has come back and delivered at the highest level. I want to congratulate you on this album. I think start to finish, it's a really, really great record.
Have you listened to it?
Yeah.
오.
wow, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have to. Otherwise, what are we talking about?
그래야 말하지. 못 말하는
아,
거냐.
맞네. 아.
Yeah.
Okay, I think you're one of the, like first people outside, like, who have ever listened to the whole album.
You work with some great people on this
Yes.
record. Diplo, Mike Will made it. Alginsho,
알겠죠.
Yeah.
incredible. Kevin Parker, what?
Kevin Parker.
Tizo Touchdown.
Yeah.
와.
It's pretty wild. I mean, let's get into that, the fun part of that. Jungkook, tell us some stories, or let's talk about the collaborators and what you loved about that, all of that.
뭐 나는 일단 김초랑 작업을 되게 그래도 많이 한 것 같아.
폴리건이란 곡을 사실 정국이가 거의 뭐 다
Oh, okay.
처음에 이제
That
트랙을
was-
많이 들려주잖아요.
Hooligan is one of those tracks that was like super, super experimental on the album. And to see, I apologize, Jungkook. I paused you in a wrong, pretty terrible spot. But like, it's cool to see that he was involved in the production of that.
그럴 때 와, 진짜 이 사람들이 뭔가 생각하는 것들이 너무 신선하고 새로웠어가지고 아, 이런 식으로도 트랙을 쓸 수가 있구나, 만들 수 있구나, 그런 생각을 일단 제일 먼저 많이 했던 것 같고, 그러면 이제 이게 여기서 이제 어떻게 여기 써야 될까 잘, 그래서 부담도 엄청 많이 됐었고, 그래서 오히려 좀 내가 옆에 붙어 있고 싶었나 봐. 그래서 아무튼 그 일단 느낌이 아예 자체가 너무 달랐어요. 되게 새로웠고, 한 번 더 기회가 된다면은 좀 같이 작업을 했던 사람들이랑 다시 세션 한번 해보고 싶은 그런 마음도 있습니다.
That's cool.
You know, you're all producers and writers, and you're all very creative. I mean, was it important that you worked with other people on this record just to get a fresh perspective, to get new energy?
이런 얘기는.
엄청 중요했다고 생각하고.
Since we are 7, so maybe like from perspectives outside, they could think like, oh, you guys are 7, so you can make your own. But we have to consider a lot of things. We could also like digest a lot of like genres at the same time. So it's always, I think it depends on the clothes, like, what we're trying to wear or not. And so bringing their colors and creatives, especially the young generations and people from the LA or Europe or Latin America, it was really important for us to, we were trying to make a change and transition after the discharge from the military, because many things are changed and it's getting faster and faster. Yeah, so we have to like adjust our channel to another frequency, a new one. And we wanted to borrow like their thoughts and their creative minds. So I think it was really important to be back. So they helped us a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the album starts hard. It starts hard. And at the end, there's some beautiful, thoughtful, really emotive, vulnerable songs.
Into the song, yeah.
But the first 4, 5, 6 songs are like, bam, like body to body, bang.
Wow.
Who wants to tell us a story about that one?
Body
Your
to
favorite
body.
song?
Well, I have a few. It's definitely up there. I love Aliens. Mike Will made it, snapped on that.
Yeah.
Like I like Aliens a lot. I also love Normal.
No more. Ryan Tedder. Yeah.
That's my favorite.
I love Normal. I love They Don't Know About Us. I love Please.
많다.
근데 제목 다 기억해.
Oh, you remember all the titles.
I like Merry Go Round.
Oh yeah,
That's a beautiful song.
Okay.
That's-
Tame Impala.
Yeah, Kevin. Did anyone get to meet or
Oh,
work
Tame
with Kevin, or did he
Impala.
do that remotely?
Wow.
I really tried to work with him for my solo before, but I couldn't make it because I had no time and there was a producer called Sam, and he was a close friend and a partner of Kevin. And one day he came to our session maybe like 7 or 8 times. So he did a lot of stuff for the music, our music, and he just said like, "I love Tame Impala and stuff." And I was like, "Oh, bro, I'm Kevin Parker's my friend." So he just gave a listen to me of his tracks, like 10, and the merry-go-round was like 3rd or 4th. So I was like, "Damn, I love this track. This is so Tame Impala," and I just, you know, it would be an honor if we couldn't have a little joint with him. And there was a songwriter. His name is Alde. He's a damn genius. Yeah, he did a lot of stuff for our album as well. And I just gave Alde a mission. Like, I think I love this beat, and I think your type of songwriting and your vocals gonna have a beautiful collaboration with this Kevin Parker track. And I told him, like, I want to tell about a merry-go-round. I think life is like this. So then he truly felt like, "Oh, okay, I think I have some inspiration with that." And he just made that melody like, I don't know, like an hour. So it's just how it happens. Sometimes a miracle comes.
That's just so cool that we get to hear some of these like stories about, it's just like, oh yeah, I just really love Tame Impala. And now that he said it, it does kind of give that kind of vibe. It's clearly their own thing, but like you can kind of hear the musical DNA of where that's coming from. And that it's really neat to see just like how the connections of just the people they had already been working with led to a connection with an artist that they were a fan of that led to this track. Cool stuff.
Jen, what's your favorite song on the record? Do you have one?
My favorite song is Into the Sun.
I love
The
that
last
song.
two.
Yeah, the
He
last
made
song.
it.
Yeah.
Into the sun.
The last word on that song is dawn.
Da. Yeah. We changed it to dawn.
Yeah.
did change it to dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, like
Yeah.
going into the sun.
I love
so,
that. I love it. And when I saw that in the lyric sheet and I saw that the last word was dawn, it felt like the end of the record in a really amazing way.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate it. Were there songs on the record where lyrically you really felt like you had grown and were able to address some subjects that felt mature, like you'd lived some life?
성숙한 거죠.
전반적으로 앨범 자체가 다 되게
특히 스윙이 좀 그렇지 않나?
역시 스윙이라는
그런 것
곡이
같아요.
노멀도 그렇고. 맞아.
쓴 건 아니지만 내가 이제 형들의 랩을 가사로 들었을 때는 인투 더 선 가사가 너무 약간
잘 왔다?
아니 그러니까 잘했다보다는 되게 약간 감동을 좀 준다 이런.
개와 늑대.
난 가사 쓸 때 오히려
Appreciate
조금 덜 무겁게 쓰려고 좀 많이 노력을 하긴 했는데 나는 개인적으로는 좀 너무 무겁게 가면 안 될 것 같다 해가지고 좀 가볍게 쓰긴 했어. 전반적으로.
근데 그 가볍게가 되게 주는 약간 펀치가
그런가?
있는 것 같아.
You know, there's
Yeah, I
some
loved
amazing
Sugar's
bars on
verse
this,
on
but
that.
to me, in some respects, it felt like you got to go back and reignite that original fire that you had when you started from a rap point of view as well. You know, in recent years, obviously, as the band has become bigger,
Right.
songs have gotten bigger,
Right.
melodies bigger, stadiums bigger. To be able to come back, Sugar, RM, J-Hope, and be able to get on the mic and just tear it up. But like I said, the first 5 songs, it's like Aliens is a rap song.
It is a rap song.
Yeah.
그냥 이 BTS 앨범 작업을 할 때 내가 해왔던 게 뭐고 그냥 나의 정체성을 좀 많이 보여주려고 했고 근데 그게 곧 사실 BTS가 보여주고 싶었던 정체성이었던 것 같아요. 어쨌건 뭐 우리가 이 음반을 왜 해야 되는가를 두고 봤을 때 우리는 이 음반을 통해서 우리가 그동안 우리의 뿌리 그리고 뭐 우리의 정체성을
Yeah.
좀 많이 보여주면서 그리고 우리는 한국 인으로서 보여주고 싶은 부분들이 또 있었기 때문에 그런 부분들을 좀 고스란히 담으려고 하다 보니까 솔직 담백하게 내가 표현할 수 있는 부분들로 잘 나온 것 같아요. 근데 그게 어찌됐건 랩이 좀 많았었고 그러면서 좀 되게 각자의 스타일이 녹아지면서 어우러지는 그런 앨범과 곡들이 탄생되지 않았나.
I'd agree with that. Like, I think they did a really nice job of like taking where they came from, modernizing it, and evolving it to their current mental state. But it really feels like this album is an experimental adult version of OG BTS, right? Like the very early stuff.
What's amazing about J-Hope is that me and Sugar, we started as a rapper,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
from the Soul Street, but he used to be a dancer, yeah, a street dancer. And my favorite rap verse from this whole album was like his verse from song called 2.0.
Wow.
And like
Wow.
it's so addictive, like.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wait, J-Hope, you're a rapper, bro.
It's great to hear. It's great to hear Sugar just get on the mic and just tear it up. It just must have been really fun to realize that the things you originally loved, those passions you had when you were just kids on your own, now all fit in to BTS at the highest level.
그 앨범 제작할 때도 그런 것들을 7명이서 다 할 수 있게 된 게 나는 되게 엄청 좋았거든, 앨범 자체에서.
그래서 좋은 앨범이 나온 거.
그리고 이번 앨범 작업할 때 사실 송폼 같은 경우도 막 진짜 그냥 하고 싶은 대로 그냥 제가 하고 싶은 대로 일단 그냥 짓거려 보고 막 그런 식으로 좀 되게 자유롭게 작업 많이 했던 것 같아요.
Yeah,
This sounds like a really healing
it
process
sounds really
for them.
together. And it really
Yes.
knows itself. And I feel like you all really know each other better than ever before, which is amazing, given the time you spent away. The album is called Arirang.
Yeah. Oh, you sound great.
Okay.
You don't sound like Arirang.
Arirang. And I want to ask you why, what that means to you, calling the album something that is so synonymous and special to the people in this country and to you.
I think it was very natural to bring a keyword like Arirang, because Arirang is like it's an old traditional Korean song, like hundreds of years, maybe 1,000.
What does it say?
The song is about the lyrics are quite abstract, but it's about longings and a nostalgia for a hometown. It could be a lover. It could be a hometown, it could be a family, it could be a friend. Lots of our ancestors had been singing it. Yeah, it's a very like ethnic and it's very, very historical in Korean. So in the military, we also thought about like missing the times and the past and the fans, the times that we were together, but we couldn't do anything inside. And we naturally thought about like where we came from, and if we unite again, like what do we have to do? If BTS should go on, then what word could make us into a like a group, you know?
That's bigger than you.
Yes, we wanna like claim like to the world that we like where we are rooted in, and it was Korea, since we are all Koreans, and we are proud of like where we came from. And I think the song has lyrics and the melodies are very, very universal, because everyone has some like nostalgias and their sadness and their longings. So I think a great art mostly brings like their personal thing into a universal thing.
Yes.
So if we bring Arirang into 2026 in our own ways, we thought that we could bring it to the world.
You know, one of the things I think that your fans fell in love with, ARMY fell in love with when you came out, was that you were very open and honest about some of the internal and emotional struggles that young people felt around the world,
Yeah.
but in particular in Korea, and the pressure that you felt
Right.
to live up to other people's expectations.
That's so true.
Do you feel in the time that you've been making music and writing those songs and speaking to young people that is changing? Do you think that there is a growing sense of confidence and freedom that's occurring with young people now more than when you started out?
점점 각박해지는 것 같다, 그지 세상이. 뭐
Yeah.
근데 이제
I'd say that's fair.
좀 그 소셜 미디어나 이런 것들을 막 그렇게 잘하지도 않고 이게 그런 것들에 대해서 뭐 잘 알지도 못하지만 참 그게 참 세상을 많이 바꿔 놓은 것 같아가지고 그냥 좀 덜 볼 줄도 알아야 되고 그래야 된다고 생각을 하는데 물론 저희들은 여전히 음악을 만들고 계속해서 이제 이렇게 경쟁을 해왔고 또 앞으로도 해 가야 되는 상황이지만 좀 다들 본인의 행복과 이제 본인의 만족을 좀 찾는 것도 조금 연습을 해야 되는 시대가 되어버린 것 같다 그런 생각이 들어요.
We're all 30s, so when we look at the 20 years old, like younger people, I don't know what to say. I feel sad sometimes. But younger people always like kind of rebel. The older generations, they refuse it, they deny it, and just they have their own riots, and then they become older, and then younger generation comes again. It's just like a natural happening, like a hurricane. So we're in our all 30s, and since the change is getting faster, when 20-year-old those kind of friends like come to me and they ask for some advice, I sometimes like lose words and be really careful.
It's a really big question.
Yes.
It's a valid question to ask those in a position of influence and inspiration. But it's really hard to try to influence people on their own terms, you know what I mean, on their life. There's no right answer.
No,
Everyone's journey is kind of unique.
different, yeah.
You know, even all 7 of you are on very unique paths to become one. You know,
Yeah, I really love the emotional intelligence of this interview, right? It's not just saying that like how did the world change because of you, right? Like it's saying that I acknowledge that it's difficult and you may not have all the answers. You're just a person. You're not just like BTS's impact may be gigantic, but like individually, when you think about it, they are still people, and the emotion of being like seen as this someone who has rebelled against society and has had all these ideas that they're just going to be able to continually help the next generation forward as they themselves age, and it gets harder to relate to what's going on in the current youth generation. It's a tricky thing, right? And the interview is handling that with care. So I really do appreciate that. Okay.
Jen, your journey to here is very different to RM's journey to here. I mean, you have such a unique journey on how you became a part of BTS. I mean, it was almost a happy accident, right? In a strange way.
뭐 시작할 때 이제 서로의 길은 달랐지만은 결국에는 그 저희 리더가 멤버들을 잘 이끌어줬던 것 같아요. 음악이 얼마나 재밌고 행복한 건지 그런 식으로 이끌어줘서 진짜 리더로 인해 많은 친구들이 변했고 다들 뭐 음악을 사랑할 수 있게 되어서 저도 뭐 남준이한테도 그렇고 뭐 호비한테도 그렇고 뭐 모든 멤버들한테 항상 감사히 생각하고 있어요. 과연 내가 다른 인생을 살았다면 더 행복했을 것인가를 요새 자주 생각하는데 저의 최선의 길을 우리 멤버들이 이끌어내 준 것 같아서 저희 멤버들에게 전 늘 감사하고 이렇게 항상 잘 되라고 기도하며 살고 있습니다. Thank you, my bro.
사실입니다.
Thank you, Worldwide Handsome.
Thank you.
Worldwide handsome, everybody.
얼굴이 복지지 뭐, 형은.
Handsome.
You know what? You all look fit. You all look world tour ready. Who was the most out of shape when you all got back together to rehearse? Which one of you guys was not ready to get back into it?
Me. Me and you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's us.
Me and you.
The out of shape duo.
I wasn't getting everybody back together though and starting to kind of do the choreography and figure out like, because it's a big show, you know?
사실 처음에는 우리 할 수 있는가?
큰일 났다.
네, 괜찮은가? 이대로 괜찮은가 생각했는데 조금씩 맞춰가고 있고 그리고 어쨌든 되게 오랜만에 팬분들한테 공연을 선보이는 거라서 더 새롭고 더 멋있고 더 충격적인 거를 준비하기 위해서 되게 다 같이 아이디어 내고 연습하고 노력하고 있어서 기대해도 좋으실 것 같습니다.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to that concert.
It's a 360-degree stage.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you could see us everywhere,
Yeah.
anywhere.
Is that the first time you've done that?
once, but we did. That was not like a concert.
Yeah, right.
It was like just like a
Seven
Fan
years?
meeting?
Yeah, 7 years ago. It was called a fan meeting. It's like a simple event.
You've really got to know your steps, right? Because I'd imagine you're all going to be doing choreography in different parts of the circular
Oh
stage.
yeah.
많이 헷갈리시죠?
많이 헷갈리지만 계속 그거를 이제 기억하려고 노력.
많이 헷갈릴 만큼 많이 해야지.
많이 해야 돼.
Oh.
You know, it's remarkable how you're able to be so in sync with each other and perform at such a high level, and yet it feels inclusive of the audience at the same time. Can someone kind of try to put into words what that balance is between having to think about what you're doing versus knowing that you can just be in the flow state and it's practiced and you've got it?
생각해서 맞추고 올라가서 생각을 안 하고 해야 되는 것 같아요. 그래야 잘 맞는 좋은
It's got to
공연이
be
되는
muscle
건데
memory. Yeah.
결국 마지막에는 계속 생각하고 있으면 결국 망치더라고요.
맞는
틀리고
말이야.
헷갈리고.
그것도. 맞는 말이야.
근데 저도 그러니까 우리가 연습을 한 만큼 각자가 거기에서 얼마나 신경을 썼나에 따라서 그냥 그대로 딱 무대로 나온다라는 생각이 있어서 그래서 조금 연습이라는 게 굉장히 중요한 부분이 아닌가라는 생각이 들어서 우리가 그만큼 무대에서 그냥 자유로워지고 사람들이 봤을 때
It's
뭔가
all
좀
practice.
되게 멋있어 보이려면은 그런 좀 과정이 그래도 필요하지 않나. 그게 또 난 프로페셔널한 부분이라고도 생각이 들고.
My Sam, Sam.
We need a many
teacher.
practice time.
Responsibility.
Yeah.
Jungkook, which song are you most looking forward to performing? New song are you most looking forward to?
Fire.
Fire. Big, it's a big one. There's a lot of really big songs for this tour.
Yes.
What were you thinking about live when you were making this album? Were you thinking about what would sound great in a stadium?
We need an anthem just to heat up all the stadiums. So
Yeah.
of course we consider sometimes.
In the time away, right? Because one of the things I love about all of you is that you have a lot of different interests. You know, I've met a lot of musicians who are hyper-focused on music, but I know that you're all curious people. Arirang, didn't you learn saxophone during military service?
I did.
From scratch?
From scratch. That was my job in military. So
Right.
yeah, I was in an army band, and yeah, it was fun because not to keep be so far away from where I was, which is music.
Yeah, yeah.
And the army band, they were all from some of them from Berkeley's and New School.
Yeah.
And like Berlin.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot because I didn't know a thing about like an orchestra or a real band.
Why saxophone though?
That was the easiest one. Trumpet, you can't imagine.
Yeah.
You need at least like 3 or 4 months just to make it really sound.
Just to get your breathing right.
Yeah.
Did you meet Jungkook at the end of his service with it? Did you bring it? Did you play it when he came out?
I played it when
Jin came out.
came out. Yeah.
Tell us that story.
I just wanted to do it for just entertainment because it's a great day.
Yeah.
I had like 1 year to get out, 1 more year to get out. So yeah, it was like a struggle to admit it and like congratulating his discharge at the same time.
What did you play?
I think I played Dynamite.
On saxophone?
Dynamite. Yeah.
아, 맞네.
Like a
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you good. You don't need a saxophone.
I'm a human saxophone.
Yeah, Husaphone. When they came out, we play like I played it for him. Yeah.
What did you think when you came out and he's playing saxophone?
나 전역하는 날인데 왜 제가 저기서 저러고 있지? 주인공이 뒤바뀌어 버리니까 뭐 하는 애지? 당황스러운데 반겨주니까 너무 좋았어요.
아 이거 짤이 있어.
알아봤어. 그리고 나는 아직 나오지도 않았는데 너네들끼리 막 껴안고 난리나 있더라.
저희끼리 이렇게 껴안는데 이제 혼자 저 멀리서 이제.
Did anyone sort of learn any new skills or try to hand it at something new, or was it just RM with the sax?
전
새롭게.
나중에 베이스 시작했잖아.
I'm trying to learn bass.
You are?
I'm doing
진짜요?
chromatics all the time.
Oh, bass.
It's fun, but my finger hurts.
되게
형이 알려준 거예요?
웃긴 소리지만 저는 그 뭐냐 드럼
Drums?
레슨을
Wow.
시작했어?
지금 잡아놨는데
Starting drums.
아직 안 했어요.
Wow.
티처 모으기. 약간 선생님 모으기.
So he's always collecting just teachers.
Yeah.
You know, he's like a picker. Like he started this, he started that, he started this, and started that. You know, a quick dropper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Up and down, up and down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But he's into drums right now.
완전 TMI인데 요즘 추리 소설을 읽는 걸 좋아해요.
Oh, detective novels. Okay.
그래서
God you're reading
혼자 계속
books.
상상해요.
Such an exciting time for Army. We're here to have this conversation, and I'm having the best day. But it's really for the fans, right? To hear from you again, and your fan base is incredible.
They are amazing.
They're amazing. Army go above and beyond. They actually carry your legacy on even when you're not here, and they
They're
do
a brand.
things to improve the world in your honor. They have so much initiative to do things. I'd just love to open up the floor for all of us to just talk about Army and what that experience has been like for you, getting to know the world through the eyes of your fans.
진짜 재밌는 거는 정말 이 감정이 태영이는 정말 진영 콘서트 막 전역해서 진영 콘서트 게스트
맞아.
나와서
맞지.
진짜 보고 진짜 눈물을 흘릴 정도로
울었었으니까.
진짜 사실 되게 그런 큰 감동이 있는 것 같아. 우리도 이제 곧 있으면은 이제 투어를 하고 전 세계를 돌면서 그것도 이제 스타디움으로 많은 팬분들을 볼 건데 뭐 너무 5년 전에 있었던 일이라서 간만에 그런 경험들을 전 세계를 돌면서 느끼면은 되게 뭔가 다를 것 같은 기분.
아리랑.
Oh, yeah. Hotel rooms selling out. Tickets gonna go crazy.
Hotel rooms.
Do you remember those days when you were walking around just handing out flyers, just trying to convince people to come to your first show?
뭐라 내 머릿속에는 기억은 없는데 그냥 그 방송된 이미지는 기억이 난다.
좋은 추억이었다.
전단지
Just good memory.
너무 오래됐어
It was
기억하기에도.
12 years ago.
It's incredible to think that it started with that. I mean, all of
Yeah.
this now, this building, this business, this anticipation about this tour started with you guys just on the street, just asking people to come to see a show.
I know. Like when I first got into the label, it was big hit. Like before Hype, there was 9 people in one floor. It was 2010, like April, and I remember, you know, the
9
the office
people.
was
Wow.
awful. And the 9 people, they all had to be, you know, in charge of like 3 jobs. Like somebody had to do like mails and like shippings and like design at the same time. And, and now it's like I think it's like more than like 2,500 people right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we still sometimes can't believe that, you know, we are here actually, and we also just got out of the army and the military.
Yeah.
And like things change like so fast back and forth, but we just naturally always think about like, you know, they just brought us here, and we're for them and they're for us, like at the same time. So, you know, it's really amazing to see a growth. So they're getting older right now at this, you know, as well, because we're getting older too. When we had our debut, they were like an elementary school student, and now they are like 25, and someone got married, and like it's amazing to, you know, getting old with the fans.
Well, this is an interesting time because this is, in my opinion, a legacy play. You know, that first phase was the building and the amassing of success and fans and achievements. You could have ended there, and it would have been a perfect journey up to that
Right.
point. To come back, you have an opportunity now, probably the first of your generation, to mature
Right.
this experience
The
and
30s.
to start to build legacy.
It's still a big challenge, and I'm really afraid of a new chapter, because we have to show different things, you know, to convince the fans and the people out there. We want to reach maybe different type of people as well. Since we love each other so much, we're just here still, and the fans are there. So what is the reason that we have to stop this precious brand and a thing and the family. Because, for my rest of my life, I can't ever meet people like this. Because I'm like 33. I was 15 when I first met them, but now I'm like 32, maybe. But like it was my teenage, and they are really symbolizing my youth as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't want to miss this chance, and I don't want to regret years later. Man, we had to do it again. We just shouldn't have stopped this journey. We didn't want to do that thing like Interstellar.
Yeah. Was that a conversation? Like that was beautiful.
That's interesting, right? Like that there's that the framing of this as like a legacy play. I don't know if I agree with that. I think I feel more along the lines of what RM was talking about, which is that like it feels to me like they're just like, we love music, we love being together. We're going to continue to be together. We've got something left to say, so we're going to say it. I don't know if they were thinking about their idea of legacy in a sense, although it will cement their legacy, right? Going forward, being able to mature further into their 30s and move forward and be this group that isn't just, like hitting 7 years and going away, or, like the longevity of them as a group, is something to really celebrate. But I don't think that was the point.
Beautifully put in reflection. But was that actually a conversation amongst the 7 of you?
뭔가 우리들끼리 말하지 않아도 통하는 우리들끼리 그리는 미래가 있었던 것 같아요. 그래서 자연스럽게 뭔가 이게 군 전역을 다 하고 이렇게 함께 모여가지고 할 수 있는 이유도 그런 뭔가 자연스러운 우리들의 그런 생각이 모여가지고 지금 보여주는 부분들이 아닌가라는 생각도 들고, 굳이 말하지 않아도 우리가 해야 되는 게 뭔지를 알고 앞으로 나아가는 그런 7명들이 또 이렇게 마음이 맞았기 때문에 그렇게 할 수 있었던 것 같고, 네. 그런 게 되게 좋은, 서로가 서로에게 주는 좋은 시너지가 아닌가라는 생각도 듭니다. 네.
Can this be forever?
세상에 영원한 것은 없지. 하지만 우리가 최대한
노력한다면
좋은 기간이 오래 갈수록 우리가 서로 노력을 해야겠지.
단정할 수는 없는 거지. 이게 영원할 거야 이럴 수도 없는 거고.
근데
이게 영원하지 않을 거야라도 또 없는 거고. 그러니까 우리가 마음 맞으면 하는 거고.
맞아요.
좋은 게 좋은 거지. 뭔가 약간
나는 우리가 하면
그치.
80,
언제든지
90에서 할 수 있다고 생각해.
근데
Sugar's
서로가
always said
이런
that.
최대한 오래 유지할 수 있게 서로에게 계속 노력하는 수밖에 없는 것 같아.
Skirt.
I feel really grateful that I'm able to come to this beautiful city and sit with you at this time in your life. It's a really special time.
아,
Thank you for coming.
When it was happening the first time, the 1.0, it was fast, and we were all trying to hold on tight and see how big you could get, and you
Right.
became the biggest. There's no guarantees in life.
No.
Like you said, there's no guarantees that you were going to come back and do this. And, music is better with you here. Have the best time putting out this record, Enjoy every second of it. Dawn!
Thank you.
My guy.
Thank you.
That was really fun. Thank you, V. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Aaron. Jimin, thank you.
Thank you.
Jen,
Thank you, bro.
thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
See you next time.
My guy. Sugar.
My guy.
Legend.
Next time.
Wow. I really liked that. I think that was an extremely emotionally intelligent interview that respected them as people and wasn't just random BS for like hyping up the album. Yeah. I really, really enjoyed that. It gave some insights onto what was going on in their thinking. I would have enjoyed maybe more of like a lyrical breakdown too, but I feel like they would have been there for days if that were the case. But like, I really wish someone would like be able to sit down and pick their brains about individual like lyrics and the writing process and all that things. We got some of that here. But it would be really, really cool to see someone really get to just sit and talk shop for a while with them. But yeah, thank you so much for watching with me, guys. I really enjoyed this. Till next time. Love you. Bye.